Hey guys, it's late at night. Well, it's midnight, and I'm here listening to some Dungeon Surf, and I thought I would, uh, I will put something. And you already saw the title. We're going to put a grid with SDL3, and my dumbass thought we were recording, so I already did a whole drawing here. Well, I was recording, so I did a whole drawing here. I thought I was, but I wasn't. So, so a grid is going to essentially be our square, and then we're going to have our origin to be in the top left. Now, if you know graphics programming, you know when you know that going up is going negative, so going down is going positive. And what we're going to do is going to make a row to represent this line. So we're going to make a line that starts from here, goes here, and just all the way to the ends. And then we're going to have a column that is essentially just a line that has the max height that moves by the x position, which is gonna represent our grid. And then so then that means that when we move here, it's gonna be 0, 1, and when we move here, it's gonna be 1, 0, and if we move here, it's gonna be 1, 1. So that's how the grid will work. And yeah, let's go to I have SDL here. I have the wiki here, and I'm gonna initialize SDL first. That's what you do first in SDL. You initialize it. I like using SDL in a subsystem because it's more, even the wiki says it provides better readability. So I use this, and you can see. By the way, I use Emacs as my text editor. It's my IDE. I love Emacs. It's RFM users. So we want to init it. So first I want to put this in an if statement for error checking. So init events. So we want to init video and event. And you can see right here. That or init. You can see right here that the flags, the video, and it's the video subsystem, which is the Windows. Oh, look, the video already initializes the event subsystem, so we don't even have to even do it. But I'm still gonna do it just for clarity's sake, you know, just for readability for you to just see it. That way, you know, events are also initialized. And it also says that it returns a Boolean. So it returns true on success and false on failure. So we can do something like this because 0 in programming is false and any number that is not 0 is 1. I don't know if that counts for negative number. I mean, it gives me, I don't know why I do that. See, okay. So if it's 1, it's going to be true. If it's 0, it's going to be false. But we can just do false. You want to avoid the magic number. And then let's just also have some exclamation mark here. And so here I like using. We can do a send to C out, but I prefer to just do SDL log. That way we keep all our stuff up there. That way we keep all our stuff in the SDL3 ecosystem. Category error, and we used to init SDL3 error and gonna display there right there. I also personally like this type more. I'll be honest, I can't wait for C++ when it's to become the standard, because I saw that they have a print function. I think that's way better than CL. The bit shift into left, fucking confusing. So to get the error, SDL has a function for that. With SDL get error. Then we just return Keep on going. That way we exit the program. Because what's the point of running SDL program if SDL can't be initialized? And that's it. Now we initialize SDL, and now we need to create our window. Don't forget, at the end you want to have SDL quit. That way, you quit out of every event, out of every subsystem. You can also do something like SDL quit subsystem, and then you can have SDL init video, and then SDL init events. You can something like that, and then you can quit. Quit already, like pause this and like access the flag. But if you want to do it like this way, then that's fine too. I'm gonna do it like this because it's the same thing, and it's just it looks like less ugly. And to make the windows, I like having like a type that is SDL, like an app type, and then in here I'm gonna have the SDL window variable and the SDL renderer, and put it to no pointer, just default value. And I also like having the event here. And that's it. Then I get the SDL app, and name it app. And then we do. So instead of making window, creating window, and then doing like something like app window, if app window equals no pointer, then error checking here. We're doing some shit like that. What instead I'm going to do is just put this all in a single line, so I can just do an if statement. So what I can do is I can have app window equals SDL create window, and the title is gonna be SDL grid, and then we can have we need our window width and height. Let's make that. So I'm gonna use a constant expression, constant expression, uint32 window width, and I'm gonna make it a big 640. Constant expression, constant uint32 window height, and I'm going to make that be 400 and I forgot the resolution. It's at 480. Yeah, I forgot. That's the resolution like old screens had. I like doing it like that because it just looks. It doesn't look too big. I have a 1920 by 1080 monitor, so. And now we pass them in, window width, window height, and then we need flag, SDL flag. So we can see the flag here thanks to my LSP, language server protocol. So we can see hidden. So SDL2 used to have SDL window shown. Search it here, display window management, create window, and window flag. But it got replaced with 0. So if you don't want to give any flags, you just want it to like show the window, put in 0. If you want to make it like resizable, or that it's borderless, or that it starts at full screen, you can put on these flags. But I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna do 0, so that way it just shows the window. So then in here, to get the error check, we want to check if it's a no pointer. You can do no, but this is C++, we're gonna do no pointer. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna do our error checking for us and also create the window for us. So if it cannot create the window, so if the window it created it's a no pointer, it's gonna trigger this if statement. If it's not gonna trigger this if statement, and we create our window. Beating 2 birds with 1 stone. So we can just log error, SDL log. It's got the same thing here. Let's just copy it. SDL, so window SDL3. And then what I want to do here is also quit out of SDL. There's no point having SDL if you don't have the window. I'm just gonna quit out of it. and then we're gonna return. And then I'm actually gonna make it be a 2, return 2. That way like reflects like a different chain. So in this just 1. Oops. So I could use still negative as well, it doesn't really matter. I really turn up to 1 and 2. So now we're gonna make the render same way, same exact way. If app render equals SDL creates render, then we're gonna have the window up window, then we're gonna have the let's check that out. So what is that? That should be in to the accelerator rendering. SDL create render. So it's right here. So window is the window where rendering is displayed, which is our main window, which is the window. And then here's the constructor name, the name of the run driver to initialize, or no to let SDL choose one. I'm just gonna let SDL choose the driver to initialize. So I'm just gonna make this be a no pointer. I don't have to do no, I think, because again C++ I'm just gonna do no pointer, and then that's it. I'm gonna have no pointer. So if the render is no, we'll trigger this if statement. Same as this. Let's get this error. We're just gonna do render SDL3 error. But instead of quitting, we're just gonna like just display the error. The reason why is because I don't really care that much about the render, because all I'm gonna do is for it to render stuff. So if the render cannot be displayed and it shows the window, that's okay. I don't really care about that. Because I already will know the errors with the render, so it's like I might as well let it run. But you can do the same thing as here. It's up to you. And now let's make our game loop. So it's gonna be called it's running. So I'm gonna make it be a full. It's running, and I'm gonna make it be set to true by default. And then we wanna pull our events up events. It is takes a pointer as a parameter, so we gotta pass in the memory value of app event. That way we don't make a copy. I'm not gonna go over like too much basic programming concepts. Before doing this, you should have a basic understanding of C or C++. So yeah. If you want to learn about C++, I recommend a website called Learn C++. Self-explanatory. If you find C++ too confusing, you can start with C. I think C is a nice starting point. It's more basic too. Also powerful. It's older as well. So now that we got the events here, I want to handle pressing the X button so we can quit. Yes, that's an event. We gotta handle that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a switch statement that calls that handles every event type. So by default, it'll break the loop. But let's say we have an event that is SDL quit. SDL quit. Oh, sorry, SDL1. You can see my LSB shows it. They even showed that it got renamed because we're using SDL3. It got renamed to SDL event quit. So we gotta do SDL event quit, and it shows up the SDL event type. So the user requested quit. That means we press the X button. I like doing my so you can do it like this, and then you can like write it, and then you can have like a break. But I like doing mine like this because I think it's just more. I think it's just more proper. Well, not proper. It's like the balance is just more specific. I prefer having it that way. It's just something you think. You don't have to. So if we quit, we press it, we just gonna make us it's running be false. It'll exit out of it, then it goes here, and then it exits the program successfully. I also want to handle keys, and for that I would just make it be an if statement. So something like app event key, and if the key is okay, something like escape. then we just have SDL running this, and now basically the same thing. So now we want to render. So we're gonna have rendering here. I'll organize it. And in here, we're gonna have SDL set render draw color. So this will make our render be set to a certain color. And in here we have uint 8 R. So we got the RGBA, and they all are uint 8. They are unsigned integers. So basically they can hold the max value of 255, which in total will be 32 bytes, which is 32. There'll be 4 bytes in total, which will be like a uint32. I forgot the specific word to say for that. It'll be 32 bits. So for this is if you want to make it black is just 0. All white will be the max value, which is FF. So this will set the max value of red to FF. I want to make it black, so this red is gonna be 0. Green is gonna be 0. B is gonna be 0, and the alpha value is gonna be the max value. FF just means 255. I prefer writing it this way than magic numbers than doing like something like this. You can do this, but I prefer with colors, making it be hexadecimal values. I think that's what's called hexadecimal values. And now I'm getting like confused with something else. Then we want to clear the render clear, and it's gonna clear the screen with the render's current color, which is gonna be black. And then we want to present whatever the renderer has, and this is our drawing logic. So if we go here, sorry. So we go here and we say G++ main CPP. Oh, I need to clear my flags. So yeah, SDL3 files, and there we go. We have our window. You can see I'm using my hand. Still grid. Now let's make our grid. Oh, but first, let's send to destroying the window. App window. And then I like destroying the renderer first. App renderer. So I like creating the renderer last. No, I like creating the window first and the renderer, and I like destroying the renderer and then the window. It's a little bit loud. Lower it. Here it is. Oh, I was at the dungeon civ, but I guess it wants to start fantasy. Okay. So to make our grid, we're gonna need a horizontal line. So we're gonna make a function draw grid, and we're gonna have the render. Of course, we're gonna have the render. So SDL render, and that's it. So inside, we're going to have SDL frect. So we're gonna have a single rect. And this rect is going to represent the row line. So the X position is going to be 0. The Y position 0. And this is the important part, the width, because as we used on the painting, row is going to be max width and then like go down. So the width is going to be the window width, and the height is gonna be 0. And then what we're going to do is wanna make a for loop with the row line. The x is 0. Wait, sorry, no, I'm stupid. The y is gonna, so we can make it be 0. That way it draws from like the origin point and then it goes to the next line. We can also just make it just go to the next line and ignore the origin point. I like drawing the origin point. And there's gonna be an issue with this. You'll see. I'll tell you the issue. So if it's less than the window height, then increment the y. And then we're gonna say S. So first we also wanna set the still set render draw color. Render. We're just gonna have the color here. If you get fed up, I'm gonna make it be white. If you get fed up with having to like do fucking all this shit, so like four things in SDL, I'm gonna make a video in the future showing you how I basically make my how I basically put like my colors in SDL to make it like more simpler for me. It includes bit shifting, and I don't want to make it too. I don't want to make this video too long. Like I don't think people will care to see that. Like, I just want to see how the grid is done. Like you just figure the color thing out in their own time. So there's gonna be put this here. So this is just render fill rect, and we're gonna have the render and the row line here. I'm gonna pass a reference because again we don't want to make a copy. And then we're gonna have draw grid here, app render, and you'll see an issue with this. So if we run it, so that's not the issue. Something went wrong. What the fuck went wrong? Row line, draw grid, render clear, render present. Why is it black? With our color, so render draw color. Why is it black? What the fuck? Oh, it's because we're... No, that cannot be it. Why is it black? What the fuck? And direct. Okay, there we go. That's why. Whoops. Sorry guys, that's why. I had it fucking filled. So you can see an issue here already here. So why is this all white? Well, it's simple really. We don't have any padding, we don't have any spacing. So instead of like making a grid here, then it like make a big space, like let's say this space is like 4, and then it draws it, then 4, and then it draws it. It's just gonna like make each line to the width just be 4. So I can show you right now. If I do this be plus equals 4 between each iteration, you can see, look at that, you got better lines here. So what instead we're gonna do, because we don't want to like do stupid shit like this, we want to instead make a variable that's gonna be a constant expression const, which basically it's like a constant expression run initializes and declare variable at runtime, which I imagine it's the same thing as define. So doing something like variable be 42. I mean 40. So then every instantiation of variable is going to be 40, and you cannot really like modify it. but this version you can, there's like a type check and and the compiler can check it so that you don't like make like a wrong thing that fucks it up. So I'm gonna like do this instead. So we want to sorry my expression is bad. You can look it up more in CPP reference. In fact, I'm not gonna put it up. So constant expression. So a constant expression is I cannot read this shit. Okay, let's just go back to this. So I'm wasting any time. Basically, this is compile time constant. When it compiles it, it's just gonna put the value there, and it'll be way quicker. I'll do the math for you, which is different than cons. But we put it together, then we have the advantage of cons and constant expression. So we want to make something like square size. So because each grid, especially, it looks like a square, we're gonna make the separation depending on how big you want the square to be, which is where we get the name square size. So we can do something like 16. Maybe we can like put it to 8, but I'm gonna do 16 for now. And then we have here square size. You'll see what happens. Look at that. Now you can see that the lines don't really match that well. We'll go over how we can fix that. But right now we have that. Let's focus now on making our row, which is essentially the same thing. Well, I mean our column, which is our column now, which is essentially like the same thing, just with parameters. So column line. So instead of the width is going to be 0 this time, and we're still going to have the maximum height. Again, like this drawing shows, maximum height. It's basically just the opposite of row line in opposites where the width opposition is height. And then we're gonna change all these row lines to base string, row, column, and we want to make the y's base string to replace y with x. So we're just going to change the x position each time, and let's not forget to edit this one. So column line. And there we go. An error here. See, I have it on height. This needs to be on width now. So you can see the problem here. So we want this to be equal, and this to be equal. And now we have they're more better aligned. And look at that! Wow. That grid looks so much beautiful. Then we can increment this, make the grid look even shorter. You can see perfect aligned. But there's some part here that's not aligning that well. And the reason why is because our window width and our window height doesn't really align with whatever the square size might be. So if I do something like 24 times 20, see, that matches with the height. But let's say for the width, so if we do something like 26, 27, see, we get 648. So we do 648, it's gonna put it in line with this grid. So as you can see, now it fully covers it. So the calculation of square size, if you want it to look even, should match the width and the height. So that's how you make a grid. Easy, very simple. I hope it was useful, it was helpful. Next, I'm gonna cover how to make a. Next, I'm gonna cover how to. I'm gonna cover colors and Well, I'm gonna cover how I handle colors in SDL instead of using like this. And no, I'm not gonna use SDL color. I'm not gonna use this data type. I think this is stupid. I'm not gonna use it. I don't use that shit. I instead use something else. I use enum class. So stick around for that. Uh, and happy coding. Bye guys. I'll just show you here. All right, bye guys.